Assalamu alaikum viewers. Welcome to Siyasat English News. I'm Eman Umar. The All India Muslim Personal Law Board leaders will address the annual public meeting in Hyderabad on Tuesday, organized by the All India Majlis-e-Tamir-e-Millar to mark Miladun Nabi, the birth anniversary of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Tamir-e-Millat, a socio-religious organization, has been organizing the public meeting Jalsa Yawm-e Rahmatul Lil Alameen for more than 70 years. According to Tamir-e-Millat, Sayyid Anisuddin, the public meeting is to be held at exhibition grounds in the heart of the city. Last year, the public meeting was held virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This was the first time in the history of this annual event that there was no congregation. Thousands of people from the city and other parts of the state attend the meeting to hear the religious scholars and community leaders. Passengers of a Hyderabad-bound private bus had a narrow escape when the vehicle caught fire in Telangana's Jangaon district in early morning hours of Monday. The private bus, which was moving towards Hyderabad from Chhattisgarh with 26 passengers, caught fire near Raghunathapalli village in Jangaon district on National Highway 163. Noticing fumes emanating from the engine of the bus, the driver immediately stopped it and all passengers got down safely with their luggage. The bus was completely gutted in fire, which was allegedly caused due to a short circuit. A fire tender rushed to the site to douse the flames. A police official said they suspect short circuit to be the cause of the fire. The police have registered a case and investigation has been ordered. The Telangana state government may soon hold elections for the chairman and other officials' election for the Telangana Minority Commission, Minority Finance Commission, the Telangana Urdu Academy, and the Telangana Hajj Committee. The appointment issue was raised during the current assembly session. Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao indicated that the vacant positions shall be filled after the Dussehra festival and the Huzurabad Assembly constituency election. The Telangana Minority Finance Corporation performance has come to a standstill. In the absence of a chairman and managing director, many schemes of the corporation exist merely on paper. The term of the Urdu Academy chairman Rahimuddin Ansari has come to an end recently. Similarly, the term of the Hajj Committee chairman has long ended and there is an urgent need for the appointment of its chairman and its member. In the wake of excess water pressure in Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, the irrigation officials have opened 10 gates of the dam up to 5 feet to release 81,000 cuses of water in the low-lying areas. Currently, 1,29,791 cuses of water are recorded in the dam, due to which the dam officials have released the excess water of quantity in the low-lying areas. The full capacity of the dam is 590 feet, which has been reached recently. It is to be noted that due to the incessant rains in the upper reach areas, an extraordinary water level has been recorded in the dam. Similarly, the water level in the Sri Salem project has risen extraordinarily, due to which its 2 gates were opened and the excess water was released in the low-lying areas. Hindu mobs on the last day of Dussehra reportedly attacked 3 Muslim men in different incidents in Bihar Sharif Nalanda district. The hate crimes took place on 15th of October, after which the state police reportedly filed an FIR in at least one attack. After being identified as Muslims, Muhammad Raza, Saddam Qureshi, and Muhammad Asif were attacked on Dashami, the last day of Dussehra, the victims have told Maktub Media. Raza alleged that the mob looted him and raised anti-Muslim slurs while thrashing him mercilessly. Qureshi reportedly demanded the police to check footage from the CCTV installed in the locality and arrest the assailants. The third known victim of the day, Asif, was attacked in similar manner when he asked the crowd about the occasion. State President of the Social Democratic Party of India, Shamim Akhtar, have condemned the attack and said, "One man's condition was very critical. He had a deep injury on his head and eye. After informing the police came and took them to the Sadar hospital," he said. Union Minister Giriraj Singh has said that the cricket match between India and Pakistan in the 2020 World Cup should be reconsidered, as the ties between two countries are not good. The much-awaited high-octane clash between India and Pakistan in the upcoming 2020 World Cup will take place on 24th of October in Dubai. In the past few days, Jammu and Kashmir has witnessed a spate of targeted killings of civilians, especially non-locals. On Sunday, 2 non-locals laborers were killed after terrorists fired indiscriminately upon them at the Vanpur area of Gulgam. Earlier, a Golgappa hawker from Bihar and a carpenter from Uttar Pradesh were shot dead by terrorists in the Union Territory on Friday. Speaking further, the Union Minister alleged that the Congress has double standards in politics as its leaders visit Lakhimpur Kheri, where 8 people lost their lives in violence on 3rd of October, while they are silent on crimes in Rajasthan. After 1.5 years of COVID-19 restrictions, the worshippers at the Grand Mosque in Makkah and Prophet Mosque in Medina in Saudi Arabia have been offered Fajr prayers without social distancing from Sunday. The Imams of Masjid al-Haram and Masjid al-Nabawi on Sunday instructed worshippers to straighten the rows and close the gaps. Pictures and footage of Fajr prayer on social media showed people praying side by side in straight rows. The Ministry of Interior on 15th of October ordered the complete opening of the Makkah and Medina mosque and relaxed the health precautions. Saudi Arabia introduced sweeping new measures to ease COVID-19 restrictions in the country in a light of a fall in the number of reported cases in the country. Speaking to Siyasat.com, Mohammad Umair Ali Khan, an Indian expatriate, have said, in quote, "During the peak of COVID-19 pandemic, Saudi Arabia has done a wonderful job of caring for its people, whether they are residents or outsiders. Hopefully, the world will return to normalcy soon," he said. That's it for today. Thank you, viewers.